Good morning or afternoon. Welcome back to another video. Today we are working on my wife's Tesla, and here is what we're working on. The window. For some reason the window regulator quit working. The motor quit working anyway, because when you go to roll the window down, you can hear it click like the motor's clicking, but it's not wanting to roll down. That's what we're going to be doing. And here is a new window regulator. Most of the videos I found, you have to roll the window down to be able to get the window out of it. But since the window don't roll down, we're gonna have to figure out something else. So let me get some tools and I'll show you guys how to take this door panel apart, and we'll go from there. So on the door panel, there's going to be two screws. I believe they're T25s. It's going to be these right here. It's going to be two of them. And there's going to be a cover to go over one of them. So right up underneath here, let's see if I can get you, okay, right here. There's going to be the cover on it, and there's one there. And there's also one right underneath there by the light. So once you get that off, then you got to take a pry tool and get in here and pry back the door panel, you know, to get the door panel off. And then once you get the door panel off, you just slide up on it, get it slid up, and then the door panel comes off. But just watch the wiring, because the pedal light here has the wiring here, so try not to rip it up. And then you got some other wiring here, and it's hard to do this one hand, so careful on that. Door panel completely off and set it aside. So, and this is what we're looking at. So when I go to roll the window up, if you guys can hear that, all it is just like clicking. I don't know if it's the motor itself or if it's the cable or what, but I was going to take it apart and see what's wrong with it and just try to replace the motor itself. So let me go ahead and get this door panel taken all the way off, and we can just kind of go from there. Here's the new one here. I'm going to go ahead and unbox it and we'll take it out so we can kind of see what we're working with here. So here's the new one. It's already all greased up and everything. So a lot of grease. So I'll bring you guys back over here. Sit you back over here. I don't know why this window regulator went out. We don't really use it, only on occasion. So I don't know. But anyway, it's bad and we're going to be replacing it. I just went ahead and unplugged the speaker, and I'm just going to lay the panel on the box here to kind of relieve the pressure off the wires instead of trying to unwire all of it. So let's unplug the motor here. Okay, and just take this thing off. This just must be like a emergency door release for the door. Get that off. And I believe these are 8mm. Don't take the ones off the inside. I think there's 4 of these. The nuts, don't take the nuts off because it holds the whole thing on. Just take the outer ones off. So I'm gonna go get me an 8mm so we can get that taken off. All right, I wanted to show you something else. This plug, you take off the plugs. So I set them up there. Now you're supposed to be able to roll the window down until you see the screws for the window. So you take those screws off and then the window comes out. But the regulator doesn't work and doesn't roll up and down, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do it without doing that. So, and I haven't found any information on how to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just take that off and see if I can get in there to be able to do that. Alright, looks like I got all the screws out. See what we, oh, let's see. So we're gonna see what we can do here. Okay, I do see the bolts for the window. The bolts are actually like right here, almost in line, but not quite. So I'm gonna see. Damn it. Shit. So I'm gonna see if I can get a wrench in here to get that taken off. So I'm gonna go get a wrench. Looks like a 12 maybe. Okay, so here's what I have to do. Since I can't get in there, I just pull it down just a little bit, pry back on this plastic piece here, find the bolt, and just start unscrewing it. Don't pull too hard. So I'm gonna keep screwing it out till the bolt falls out. It's like a long-winded bolt. All right, just about got it. All right, that one's out, but it's still in there. And I'm gonna do the same on this side. Just pull it out enough to get the bolt loose and out. And try not to drop the glass. Hopefully it will stay in there a second. All right, so that bolt came out. And this one's almost out. All right, there we go. So in order to slide the window out, so you gotta pull this back. This should just be on clips, and then we'll remove the window. I don't know what you call it, wiper thingamajig. All it is, it's just on little clips on all sides or both ends. Set that side, and the window should come out. Damn it. All right, just like that. I'm just gonna set that down over here, and this should be ready to pull out. Just like that. Looks like everything is intact. So I might be able to just take the motor out So I might do that. Just take these 3 star screws out and take the motor out, maybe get a new one instead of, because this whole piece was like 250 bucks and you can get a motor itself for like 50 bucks. So yeah, I might do that. But anyway, set that aside. So this is a new one here. If you can see it, the bolt holes, they put the bolt holes already even with the holes, so you don't have to worry about it. You just put this in there, slide the glass back in, and screw it in. So we'll put this back in with all the bolts, the hardware. Not a bad job. I was just trying to figure out how to get those bolts out without being able to move the glass up and down like you're supposed to. And I didn't want to take it into Tesla because they're going to charge an arm and a leg to do it. So might as well did it myself. And my wife, you know, she didn't really think I was going to be able to do it. So, like I said, if you don't try it, how would you know? I'm not afraid to try something new, or something that's new. So I'm not afraid to try anything. What's the worst can happen? Just screw up and then I'll have to take it in. And don't be in too big of a hurry to do this, so you don't screw anything up. I'm just finger tightening these bolts in real quick, and I'll just go through and lightly tighten them up. All right, so there's missing a couple holes for the bolts that I don't see here. Let's grab this. Okay, so looks like there's some holes that aren't drilled. I'll show you which ones those are, because there's four. Okay, so I got four bolts left. So I might have to go get my drill and drill them out, which I don't know why. So if you guys can, I'll show you guys which ones. I'm going to over here. I got you on my tripod, so. Okay, so there should be a hole here, a hole here, a hole here, a hole here, and there's gotta be another one somewhere. Anyway, I'm gonna get those drilled out real quick, and probably have to take it out and see what other holes I'm missing. So I'm gonna go get my drill. All right, I got the right size drill bit, same size as these holes here. So all these ones here, that's blank. That's where the holes have to go for the hardware. So I'll get those drilled out real quick. I don't know why they didn't drill these, but And then this piece here, this is gonna go up underneath, so you gotta go up under like this. And then kind of push it up. Now I'm just gonna barely tighten this up here. God, sucks sitting on the ground. So that cracking sound you hear is this these popping back in its place. So these two here, if you can see it, that one and this one. All right, I should have one more bolt here, and I got them all. All right, that's good there. Now what I can do is put the window back in, as I find the bolts for that. Okay, so one's still stuck in this. These had blue Loctite on them, so I think I'm gonna go get some more Loctite and put on. So I'll get up and go get those. All right, ready for the window. There's little rest points that the window sits on. That's these things right here. The window just sits on it. So like that, like that. Now I'm just gonna put a little bit of Loctite on this, because I don't have blue, I only have red, so I'm just gonna dab a little bit on here. Give me 1 second here. All right, I had a new bottle, so I had to open it. Just a little on this one, because it's red. So I'm just gonna leave the window loose, because I might have to adjust it a little bit when it closes. All right, I'll put this track back on, or this piece of molding here. All right, make sure those are in good. All right, good there, good there. All right, well, let's see if it'll even work here. Put this back. Back up there. Might have to hook everything back up. Oh, all right, well, all right, looks like it's working. Cool. So that motor is bad on that one, so everything else is good but the motor. So what I'm probably going to do is figure out how to get that motor off and just replace it and have an extra one. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get all this buttoned back up, and then I'm just gonna put it on, but I'm not gonna press it all together because I might have to go back in here and adjust these screws again. And then when you guys go to put this on, there's a lip right here that goes down inside. Just like that. All right, so let's see here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the door and get inside it and see what it does. All right, so I'm going to have to see if I can fix that window. It goes up, but it comes back down. So I don't know if it needs to be recalibrated or what. So let me get that figured out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put it together. Remember this little notch right here, they go right on the inside. So make sure everything's all plugged in. We gotta pop these back in their original spots. One more here. All right. Make sure it's on there. Shut it. Pull it up. And that's that. Closes, opens. Just like that. Perfect. So what you guys got to do is when you put the window in, set it to where you think it is, then you can close it. And what I did was I kind of evened up the bolt holes and I'd shut it, and it was going up and down. So what I did is you go on the driver's side, get in, shut the door, and hit this back window 3 or 4 times, and it'll recalibrate itself. So that's all you gotta do. The 2 bolts that go in there, 7.5 foot-pounds, is what the torque spec is. So make sure you torque those. So if you guys found this video interesting, hit the like button, subscribe. We'll be seeing you guys on the next one.